today let's see how we can make a tastiest tamarind rice with the millet, which is a Kodo millet. Usually we will make tamarind rice with the raw rice, but here I have made it in a healthier version with the millets. Let's see what are the ingredients we needed for this. We can take 1 cup of Kodo millet, also 50 grams of raw peanuts, coriander seeds 3 spoons, and a quarter spoon of a fenugreek, and 1 spoon of mustard, and 10 to 12 garlic cloves, that's purely optional, and a quarter spoon of pepper, and Channa Dal, that's 4 spoons, and Urad Dal, that is a 1 spoon, and a curry leaves, that is a few or maybe a handful, 2 spoons of sesame seeds, and also 1 spoon of turmeric powder, dried chilies 4 to 5 according to your spice level, and oil, that is 5 to 6 spoons. I prefer here sesame oil, and a tamarind. As it's a tamarind rice, please take it quite larger amount. And first what we need to do is take a handful of tamarind and soak it in a warm or a hot water and keep it aside so we can get a very good pulp out of it. And then the next is we need to wash the Kodo millet. Wash it maybe 3 to 5 times until the water is very clear and also it is dust free, and then soak it for half an hour to 1 hour. After that, keep it in the stove and then boil it. I'm just doing a normal boil with the water. Mostly I prefer this because it just gives you a very good taste and also it removes excess starch. And when the millet starts to boil, it gives you the foam which is formed on the top of the layer. So I'm just removing it because it releases excess starch. Even the rice also, when it boils, it releases the excess starch in the form of foam. So remove all of those. Check whether it is boiled. So when you take it and when you press it with your hand, it will be fully smashy. This is the perfect stage that the rice is cooked, because for the tamarind rice and also when you're doing like a mixed rice, it should not be overcooked. It should be in the perfect state. So this is perfect actually. So remove the water from it and also drain all the water and keep it in a plate. Let it cool down. So when we are mixing, it should be completely cool down. It should not be hot, because if it is hot it will be so much mashy. So let it dry, keep it aside. Now let's see how to make the tamarind rice powder. So for that, first you need like 2 spoons of Channa Dal and then 2 spoons of peanut. Just roast it in a low medium flame and make sure when you're roasting never burn it, so avoid high flames. And we are adding it first because it takes some more time to cook. And then now you add 3 spoons of coriander seeds, that is nothing but the dhania. Actually the coriander seed, it just gives a very good aroma for the tamarind rice, and also if you grind it freshly, the smell will be so good really. So you can add quite a little bit higher than the rest of the ingredients, as the smell will be so good. And now you can add the quarter spoon of the pepper and also 2 spoons of white sesame seeds and also a quarter spoon of fenugreek. Wow, I can smell it. It's a very good aroma. So now you can cool it down, rest it for a while. And for grinding, now I'm adding 2 spoons of chili powder. Actually, you can also use a dried chilies. If you use it, it will be like a coarse grinder, so that's why I'm using a chili powder. Now you add all the cool down ingredients, and also along with that add little bit of asafoetida as it will reduce the gastric as we're using the chana dal. Just cross grind it and you can see it. So that's all, our tamarind powder is ready. So now we're gonna do the seasoning. For the seasoning we're gonna add the oil, that is nothing but our sesame oil, which gives a very good taste for the tamarind rice. And then 1 spoon of mustard seeds for the seasoning. And once the mustard started to splatter, add a little bit of Urad Dal, and then 2 spoons of Channa Dal, then a handful of peanuts. Actually, it is actually a skin peeled peanuts, and a handful of curry leaves. And now we are using the dry chilies. I'm here using like 3 to 4. It's purely optional, it's according to your spice level. If you need to increase a little bit high spice, you can add a little bit more, or else you can use 1 or 2 just for the flavor and also for the taste. That's it. Make sure whenever you're just sorting all of these, make sure you're keeping it in a low medium flame so that you can avoid the burns, and also it will be cooked properly. So peanut, it takes quite long time to cook, that's why you need to use a low medium flame. And also the chana dal, both will take quite long time, so let it roast in the oil. Now we are adding a handful of cashews and also the garlic. Garlic is purely optional. Some people, they don't prefer garlic, so that's purely optional. But if you add the garlic, it will be too good. When you're munching, it will be too good. So that's why I'm adding it. And also here also I'm adding the asafoetida, as whenever you're using the chana dal, so mostly you prefer the asafoetida as it's a very good, balance in the gastric. And now I'm just gonna take the tamarind pulp, which I soaked it in the initial stage. So just make sure you're smashing properly and also taking all the juices from the tamarind. The main thing here is it should be very thick, it should not be too much watery. So when you're making this paste, it should be too thick. So make sure you're just taking only the first one and not the second or the third diluted one. So whenever you're taking the first one, it will be too thick and also it will be too tangy. And add a little bit of turmeric and also the salt. As we are using the tamarind, it will reduce the salt, so you can add a little bit high salt and let it cook. Just wait until it cooks. And now we are adding all the grinded ingredients, actually the grinded powder we are just adding here. So just sort it a little bit and also add just a little bit of water, and just make sure when it cooks, let the oil split, and immediately once you added the water, the oil started to split. And don't keep it for too long, because as you added the spice powder, we need the flavor. So within 2 to 3 minutes, you can see the oil will be splitted and you can switch off the flame. So you can see here, this is the tamarind paste. You can just take the paste and you can store it in a container. You can use it whenever you need it. You can refrigerate the paste, so when you're going for work or anytime, you can just take the paste and you can add in the white rice or maybe the millet or whatever you prefer, you can add it. So just take the cool down rice and then add the tamarind rice paste and just give a mix. That's it. So whenever you're mixing, go from the low to up, so because you should not break the millet too much. So make sure you're doing it slowly like a fluffy. And it should eventually cover everything. And that's it. Our tamarind rice is ready. Yeah, you can just try it. It will be too good. It's a healthier version. That's why I just use the Kodo Millet. You can also use any of your favorite millets like a pearl millet or maybe the foxtail, whichever you prefer. So here is I use the Kodo Millet, and yeah, a cashew with the Puliyogre is a very good taste. Definitely try it and let me know how it is. Also, write a comment and hit the like buttons. And don't forget to subscribe and have a very good, lovely day. Thank you.